Hello and welcome back to WWE 2K20 Universe Mode, and we are here on Monday Night Raw, the first Raw post Extreme Rules, and as you can see we are starting things off with the former WWE Champion AJ Styles, and he has something to say here today. He has something to say to all of the people watching this video right now. And if you missed Extreme Rules, make sure to go and check it out back on the channel or in the playlist down in the description below. But let's hear from Styles. Well, this is weird, isn't it? I'm coming out here without my championship, and sure, I lost it. I lost it fair and square. Whatever. Well done, Sami Zayn. You somehow managed to beat me. Well done to you. But it's not why I'm out here today. I have something else I want to say to you. All of you watching, but specifically one man in the back. I was undefeated here on Monday Night Raw. I only have one loss to my name now, and that is Sami Zayn. There is only one other man on Raw who has as good a win-loss record as me, and that's you, Aleister Black, the United States Champion. I am coming for you. I am going to have the best record here on Monday Night Raw. You have one loss from your time on SmackDown. Who cares? I have one loss to Sami Zayn. I am going to take that championship from around your waist, boy. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to give you an L to your name. Whether you accept or not, I don't care. I am coming for you, Black. I'm going to take that championship from around your waist and make you, well, not phenomenal in the slightest. The only phenomenal one here is me, is AJ Styles, former WWE Champion, future United States Champion. Black, I'm waiting. Wow. Bold words there from AJ Styles, calling out United States Champion Aleister Black on a match for the United States Championship. Having an issue with the fact that Aleister Black now has as good a win-loss record as AJ Styles after his loss. AJ wanting to even the odds here. Very interesting indeed. We'll have to see what Aleister Black has to say to respond to that at some other time. But now we're getting on with our first contest here tonight. It is a 6-man tag team match, and this man here, Shinsuke Nakamura, he lost to Aleister Black, coming up short in that triple threat match, but not getting pinned. Very importantly, it was Samoa Joe who got pinned in that match, allowing Aleister Black to retain his United States Championship and continuing his Raw undefeated streak. Yes, like AJ Styles said, of course Aleister does have that one knock against his name, and that is The Miz on SmackDown before Aleister Black moved to Raw. His one error against his name, but since being on Raw, Aleister Black is undefeated. And like AJ said, he is no longer undefeated. AJ now having that cross against his name as well. Sami Zayn beating him on WWE Champion. He will be in action later tonight in our main event. He will be in action taking on Baron Corbin, the man who defeated Kevin Owens in that brutal Falls Count Anywhere match at Extreme Rules. But that will be our main event here tonight. Can Baron Corbin get himself a contendership again for the WWE Championship? We'll have to wait and see. Can he beat the WWE Champion, or will Sami Zayn get revenge for his best friend, Kevin Owens? Let's wait and find out. But another man in the team of Shinsuke Nakamura here tonight. A man who hasn't been seen too recently here in Universe Mode, but is a former challenger for the United States Championship. Andrade Cien Almas teaming up here tonight with Shinsuke Nakamura. It's going to be interesting how these guys work together, whether they can on the same team, whether they can work together well enough to be able to get a big victory here tonight, because they are going up against a proper team. They're going up against the club, but not with AJ Styles. AJ Styles busy with his own stuff tonight. Going up against the club, Luke Gallows, Karl and Samoa Joe, the kind of member of the club. he's kind of associated with the club. He's been associated with them, not a full member of the club though. Of course, Samoa Joe was the man to lose in that triple threat for the United States Championship match, getting black masked by Aleister Black. And the club going to be looking to get back to those tag team championships, those World Tag Championships. They have had some opportunities in the past, but it has never worked out for them. I'm sure they would love to get their hands on gloriously strong Robert Roode and Roderick Strong. But as you can see, their tag partners today, Randy Orton, another former contender for the WWE Championship. He went up against AJ Styles, coming up short in that match. And Randy Orton looking to make a big comeback here today. He wants to go and prove something, get himself back into contention, get himself back higher in the card. Nakamura, Andrade and Orton, all these men just wanting some more elevation here in Universe Mode. They don't want to be stuck in the opening match like this. They want to have something bigger, they want something more important. But to do that tonight, they're going to have to go through, like I said, the club and Gallows, the former #1 contenders for the World Tag Team titles. And they want to get back in that position. But speaking of the World Tag Team champions, we will be seeing one half of the champions in action later on tonight, where they will be going up against Jeff Hardy. It'll be very interesting how that one works out. The World Tag Team Champions going to be able to pick a big win, where they're going to take a loss to one half of the Hardy Boys, Jeff Hardy. And of course, we'll also be seeing, based on what we saw on the previous episode of Raw before Extreme Rules, there will be a big tag team contest in the women's division between Charlotte, Flair and Natalya versus Shayna Bayzler and Ronda Rousey, the 4 horsewomen of MMA, of course, not of WWE. Let's see how that is all going to work out, how this is going to work. Of course, Charlotte did manage to beat Shayna Bayzler, a massive win for Charlotte Flair. Next thing, she's going to be looking to get herself in a position to get nearer to Becky Lynch in that Raw Women's Championship, but we'll have to see where that goes. Let's get things started here in this 6-man tag team match. Nakamura, Orton, Andrade, the club and Joe. Who is going to be able to pick up the big victory here tonight? Will the club be able to get themselves back on force, or is it going to be a big victory for this mishmash team? Will they be able to work together? That is the big question here. Nakamura, Orton, Andrade, 3 very different men. All of them looking to get a better place on the card here on Monday Night Raw. Gallows throwing Nakamura into the turnbuckle and then chucking him into the middle of the ring. The big man, the biggest man in this match, of course, is Gallows. Now, we've seen Randy Orton have a lot of issues with these guys in the past. Wait a second, Orton, as I mentioned his name, he is in the ring, tagging himself in to eat a big clothesline from the big man, Gallows. Huge clothesline there from Gallows. Big kick to the gut from Orton, and he's got him up. Oh my goodness, the power of Orton as I hold up Gallows like that. Big elbow drop there from Orton onto Gallows on the mat, and Gallows wisely getting out of the ring, not wanting to take too much damage, slow things down a little bit, but Orton straight away back at it, holding Gallows again. Oh, just throwing him across the ring. Be able to hold up Gallows and throw him like that is very impressive indeed from Randy Orton, the former #1 contender for AJ Styles' WWE Championship, of course. Has had a lot of issues with the club in the past on a roll-up. That is so a rope break too. Referee somehow did not see that being a rope break. I do not understand that one. But still, somehow, apparently, that was not a rope break. Now Gallows giving Orton a taste of his own medicine, throwing him over his head like that, and now tagging in to Samoa Joe, of course, the man who lost at Extreme Rules in that United States triple threat match with Nakamura and Black. Of course, you have to wonder what Aleister Black's response is going to be to AJ Styles and his promo made at the beginning of the night here. Big clothesline there from Orton, taking Joe right off his feet. And Joe tagging in, Orton tagging into Andrade right now. Definitely the smallest man in the match, but that is not going to stop him from laying a mean beatdown on Joe or any member of the club. Big move there from Andrade, taking Samoa Joe off his feet, taking him down to the mat. Andrade really looking to get himself somewhere, get himself back into some contention here in Universe Mode, definitely. He's kind of fallen off the face of the earth a little bit since losing in that Money in the Bank ladder match. Of course, he was a former #1 contender for that United States Championship, losing to Matt Hardy, going on to that Money in the Bank ladder match, but it didn't all work out for him, and he's kind of been a little bit lost on Raw ever since then. And Samoa Joe is working quite well against Andrade right now. Samoa Joe being the bigger, broader man in this match. Andrade managing to get back from underneath, punching to the stomach of Samoa Joe, and wait a second, going for a roll up there, rolling him at one. Very clever of Andrade using the weight of Samoa Joe to try and get an advantage there, and now using some kicks, some hard kicks to the side of Samoa Joe. Of course, we still don't really understand this whole connection with Joe and the club. They do have this association of sorts, but Joe isn't an official member of the club. He never has been, and it's very interesting to see that. You have to wonder whether, well, he is a member of the club, whether he's actually ever going to be fully invited in, or whether he's just going to get tired of it and just like tap out AJ Styles one day. You never know. You never know what Joe's going to do, but for now I think he's, well, he needs something at least. He's kind of looking for his place on the card, especially after losing that United States Championship match. It has not gone too well for Samoa Joe recently. Big drop kick there from Andrade, taking Joe off his feet in the corner. Joe taking a lot of punishment from Andrade right now. And there you go, there's the hammerlock DDT. The hammerlock DDT onto Samoa Joe. Is that going to be enough to pin him? 1, 2, 3. Yes, it is. Andrade, Orton, and Nakamura pick up the big victory here tonight, with Andrade getting that huge pinfall victory over Samoa Joe. Well, that is certainly going to help Andrade get somewhere better on the card here in Universe Mode. A big, big night for him, getting that huge victory over Samoa Joe. Of course, also Nakamura also here, but they didn't necessarily do too much in this match. It was mainly an Andrade and Joe match by the end, it seemed like. Very interesting to see that. But tonight, Nakamura, Orton, Andrade, they have no issues working very well together as a team. Maybe we'll see some kind of future connection between these men. You know, we'll have to wait and see, but they did work very well tonight together. Nakamura, Orton, Andrade, big win, trying to get some new big places in Universe Mode. But now, let's move on and let's see our Raw Tag Team Champions. And it is glorious indeed, it is gloriously strong. Robert Roode, Roderick Strong, our Raw Tag Team Champions. Of course, they won the Raw Tag Team Championship, the Raw Tag Team Championships in a triple threat tag team match where they pinned the club. Of course, we saw in the previous match where unfortunately it meant the end of the reign of KO and Sami Zayn. But obviously that's worked quite well for Sami, to be honest, getting him in a position where he has become the WWE Champion now. The Robert Roode, one half of the Tag Team Champions, is in action here tonight. Was going up against one half of the Hardy Boys himself. It is Jeff Hardy. And then Matt Hardy with him this week, just Jeff coming out by himself. Matt Hardy still dealing with his encounter with The Fiend. And you have to wonder what is going through the mind of Matt Hardy right now. What he's feeling about after going face to face with The Fiend. Quite a few times now it has happened. And tonight Jeff Hardy out here by himself, trying to get the Hardy Boys somewhere in this tag team division. They want to have some goals around their waist. It was Matt Hardy, a former United States champion, but I'm sure Jeff and Matt, the Hardy Boys, they have such a long lineage of tag team wrestling. They would love to have some tag team goals around their waist. Matt Hardy not here tonight. Jeff Hardy in action for this one, taking on Robert Roode. Of course, Roderick Strong is in the corner. Could cause some issues for Jeff Hardy, you never know. Jeff Hardy going straight for a big crossbody, Robert Roode moving out of the way, getting a kick to the stomach, but Jeff Hardy reversing. Some very quick reversals from these two to start off the match. It's interesting to see Robert Roode in singles action here. That's kind of been Roderick, who has been the one who is more of the singles wrestler. Of course, he started off Universe Mode with quite some issues, a feud really, with Pete Dunne from British Strong Style. They had some big issues with each other and just really beat the hell out of each other. And Pete Dunne did end up coming out on top of that, getting himself a place in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Or Roderick Strong didn't, but it has worked out for Roddy. Roddy is doing a lot more in Universe Mode right now than Pete Dunne is. Pete Dunne kind of disappearing a bit into the background, similarly to Andrade. Since that Money in the Bank ladder match, he has disappeared into the background a bit here in Universe Mode. I think Pete Dunne and British Strong Style will be looking to come back at some point, make a big impression. And I know for certain that Tyler Bate, he's been very impressive. Roll up 1, 2, only a 2 count there for Hardy, but as I was saying, Tyler Bate of British Strong Style has been very impressive. Another roll up, 1, 2, only a 2 count there for Roode. But Tyler Bate has been very, very impressive in the matches. Even though they've never won, Tyler Bate, Trent Seven, they've not picked up any victories as a tag team. And Tyler Bate really could use some kind of victory. And he's done so well in the matches, but it has never really worked out for them as a team, sadly. We're getting his knees up, preventing that big high-risk move from Jeff Hardy. Big punch to the face from Roode there, onto Hardy. Roode and Strong, they work very well together, a very good tag team. Oh my goodness, especially as they've only been together for like 2 months at this point, already becoming Raw Tag Team Champions with no prior association between the two of them. It's very impressive indeed for these two to have done so well in the tag team division, managing to beat, of course, our WWE champion now, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and be in the club. It's been very impressive indeed for Roode and Strong, working so well in the tag team division. Wait a second, twist of fate from Jeff Hardy. Oh my word, very, very out of nowhere there from Hardy. 1, 2, 3, wow. Very easy win for Jeff Hardy in this one over Robert Roode. And maybe that says something there. Maybe Roode and Strong, maybe they've lost their, well, Strong, I shouldn't say Strong, he wasn't in the match, but Roode at least. Maybe doing so many tag team matches has affected his impact as a singles wrestler. Because that was a very quick loss there for Roode. I wasn't expecting him to go down so soon, just the one twist of fate, not even a swanton bomb, just a twist of fate, knocking him down for the 3 count, but that is a victory for Jeff Hardy over one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions. Maybe that is going to mean the Hardy Boys will be coming for those Tag Team Championships sooner rather than later. But you have to think, you have to wonder what's going through Matt's brain, obviously, after his encounters with The Fiend. We will have to wait and see whether the Hardy Boys can go for those championships or not. But now we move on to more tag team action here on Raw. Natalya making her debut as she teams up with Charlotte here tonight to take on Shayna Bayzler and Ronda Rousey. And you have to wonder how this one is going to go, because obviously the Raw before Extreme Rules, we did have Charlotte Flair take on Shayna Bayzler, and those two were having quite a lot of issues. Shayna Bayzler missed Money in the Bank. Charlotte Flair coming in, trying to make herself a position here on Monday Night Raw. And well, that match actually, surprisingly was Shayna Baszler's first loss here in Universe Mode. And Miss Money in the Bank did lose to Charlotte Flair. And you've got to give the assist to Natalya. Natalya did cause a distraction for Charlotte Flair, allowing her to get a big victory. But we just have Ronda Rousey out there, Ronda Rousey out there supporting Shayna Baszler. And tonight we are seeing the culmination of that feud. Charlotte Flair and Natalya, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler miss Money in the Bank. Of course, that Money in the Bank, we did see Becky Lynch manage to retain her championship, making her way through Rhea Ripley, and I honestly thought that could have been an opportunity for Shayna Baszler to cash in. I thought it would have been a perfect opportunity for her, but it did not work out that way. Shayna Baszler decided that she didn't want to cash in that night. Very interesting decision. Becky Lynch did go through a lot in that match. Rhea Ripley certainly did not take it easy on Becky Lynch. Only really coming up short because, well, I would say her inexperience kind of cost her in that match. The inexperience of Rhea Ripley in those big positions. She wasn't necessarily playing to her best offense. Becky Lynch was very aware of what Rhea was going to be going for, especially keeping going for that kendo stick. And Becky Lynch was always ready for when Rhea was going to use that kendo stick, and Becky got the reversal each and every time, basically. It did not work out too well for Rhea, but maybe in the future I wouldn't be surprised to see her going back for that title and ending up holding it this time, winning and beating Becky Lynch or whoever the champion is, Shayna Bayzler, whoever that may be. But tonight is a big night. It's the debut of Ronda Rousey. Rowdy Ronda Rousey making her debut here tonight, of course. The former MMA superstar she has been. Amazing, tapping out everyone, ripping their arms off. And she is here to make a statement in Universe mode here on Monday Night Raw. Looking to rip off some people's arms. And starting off tonight, teaming up with her good friend Shayna Bayzler, 2/4 of the 4 horsewomen of MMA. And of course, Charlotte and Natalya. They may not have a particularly long history together, but they've both been around for a long time. They both know each other quite well. And Natalya clearly didn't really like what was going on with Shayna Bayzler and some issues with what she was saying as well. But tonight, can Charlotte Flair make it 2-0 against Shayna Bayzler? That is the question. That's what we should all be thinking about. Yes, we do have quite a lot of good tag teams in the women's team. Oh, that flip from Natalya was lovely. Getting out of that suplex, just flipping right out of it. That's the lovely stuff from Natalya right there against the Miss Money in the Bank. As I was saying, we do have a lot of tag teams now in the women's division. You have to wonder how long it's going to be until we end up with women's tag team titles. We'll have to see. Nothing has been agreed upon between Batista and Shayna Mac at the moment being. But maybe sooner rather than later we could see a women's tag team scene come into Universe mode. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. Charlotte now and Shayna Bayzler, middle of the ring. Charlotte Flair having the advantage over Shayna right now. But Shayna managed to grab the leg and getting that knee to the face of Charlotte Flair, managing to knock her a little bit silly. And picking her up and driving her into the mat. Shayna Bayzler very much going to be looking for that cure through the clutch, wanting to tap out Charlotte. Or she was going for the tag there to Ronda. That would have been exciting to see. There you go. The tag has been made. Ronda Rousey, her first action here in a WWE ring in Universe mode. Straight away, Charlotte Flair getting up with a straight jacket and dropping her straight down. Charlotte Flair chucking Ronda Rousey to the corner, looking for a tag with Natalya, I think. No, she's not. Taking Ronda Rousey up to the top rope. Giving something big right now, but Ronda reverses, getting a big clothesline and rolling through. Gets the other side of the ring away from Charlotte Flair, now working over the arm of Charlotte. And you've got to think that is her target zone. That is the target for Ronda Rousey. Of course, she is known for her arm bar. She will tap or snap your arm unless you give up straight away. With Charlotte Flair, one of the most accomplished women in Universe mode. Well, in wrestling in general, not just in Universe mode. Only a 1 count there for Charlotte. Big slave for the ref to be getting down there. And this is really a crossover of worlds. The worlds of MMA and the worlds of wrestling. Have to wonder who will come out on top in this one. Will it be the MMA stars or will it be the wrestling stars? Charlotte Flair certainly having her way with Ronda Rousey right now, it has to be said. Also, Ronda perhaps needs more experience in the ring, needs more experience working these kind of matches. She's very used to just getting the armbar out of nowhere and just tapping people out very, very quickly, to be honest. Wait a second, Shayna. Shayna trying to get a cheap shot there, I think. Going to get a cheap shot on the back of Charlotte Flair while she was showing off, wooing in the middle of the ring. With the strength of Ronda Rousey, spinning Charlotte Flair around there, slamming her down onto the mat. And now again, going after that arm. Very clever stuff from Ronda Rousey, knowing what she is good at. Into the ropes goes Ronda. The Charlotte Flair now being tossed by Ronda Rousey. The Charlotte Flair now back on the offense again. And you can just chop Ronda, making a trip up. 1, 2. Closer than I would have expected there, to be honest. Very much closer than I would have expected. Now Charlotte Flair going for the tag to Natalya. Getting the fresh woman back into this match. Natalya throwing Ronda Rousey over to those ropes, but Ronda... Oh no, never mind. Natalya actually hitting the move she wanted to hit. I thought Ronda had got a reversal there. But Natalya slamming down Ronda Rousey. Natalya obviously a veteran in the ring and helped to train Ronda Rousey for her wrestling debut. Ronda Rousey trying to get herself up, trying to gee herself up, get ready for some big moves. Wait a second, she's got her up top. Hitting the Piper's Pit onto Natalya, now going for the pinfall. 1, 2, 3. Wow, okay. That's all it took, apparently. That's all it took. One Piper's Pit took down Natalya. Didn't even need that armbar. That was a very easy win for Ronda Rousey, has to be said. She struggled against Charlotte, really struggled against Charlotte, but in there with Natalya, all it took was that one big move, and Natalya just couldn't kick out. She couldn't do it. That is a big victory from the Ronda Rousey here tonight. Shayna Bayzler and Ronda Rousey picking up a huge victory here against Charlotte and Natalya. Charlotte probably not going to be too happy about that one, as she was not involved in that pinning sequence. And honestly, the fact that she didn't even try to come and help Natalya, I think she thought that was going to be absolutely fine, and there was no way that Natalya was going to lose to that, but she did. That's a very, very easy victory for Ronda Rousey at that point. But yeah, the Four Horsewomen getting a big victory here tonight. Miss Money in the Bank getting her victory back over Charlotte Flair. And now on to our main event of the night. And we have this man here, Baron Corbin, who of course has been a thorn in the side of everyone here on Monday Night Raw, ever since not becoming WWE Champion at Backlash against AJ Styles. But he did manage to pick up a bigger win at Extreme Rules, where he beat Kevin Owens in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And now tonight, Baron Corbin going after the other man that he beat up in the previous weeks on Raw. Of course, he managed to drop both Sami and Kevin a couple of weeks before Extreme Rules. But Baron Corbin tonight going up against our new WWE Champion, Sami Zayn. With Sami looking to get some revenge for his best friend, Kevin Owens, after what happened at Extreme Rules. With Baron Corbin, well, just destroying Kevin Owens, to be honest. He dropped him multiple times with that end of days onto the concrete, and that was it. Kevin Owens just following Baron Corbin and falling into all of his traps, unfortunately, for Kevin. And Kevin Owens, but he's not here tonight, and I haven't heard from him. I don't know how he is feeling since that loss, but I think a lot is going through his head. He's had a lot of big losses, one after the other, losing the Raw Tag Team titles, losing the One Contenders match, losing to Baron Corbin. It's a lot of losses for Kevin. A lot of big losses for Kevin Owens. You have to wonder how he's feeling. Whereas his best friend here, Sami Zayn, the new WWE Champion, pinning AJ Styles 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the steel cage. Not needing to escape, not needing to run away from AJ Styles, pinning him with a haluva kick, and you can see the demeanour of Sami Zayn has just changed. He is so much more happy and feeling it. Now he has this WWE Championship around his waist. What a big victory for Sami Zayn. And this is going to be his first match since becoming the WWE Champion. Going to do this for Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin here in our main event. And Sami Zayn going straight over to Corbin, getting him out of the way, throwing him out of the way. Of course, Corbin, I wouldn't be surprised to see some dirty tactics here from Corbin, or just some, well, going straight for an end of days as well. Another thing I wouldn't be surprised to see. Sami Zayn getting a suplex there on Corbin. And now Sami going up to the top rope, hitting a big elbow drop onto Corbin. Of course, Styles did lose to Zayn, taking a haluva kick after kind of being knocked funny, after being knocked off the top rope by Zayn. The haluva kick was enough to be able to compound the damage done by Zayn during that match to allow Zayn to pick up a big victory over AJ Styles. Sami Zayn throwing Corbin into the corner, and I thought we were going to get a haluva kick super early on then. That would have been a very abrupt finish to this match if Sami just gone for the haluva kick straight away. Pinning combination there for Zayn. Only a one count for Zayn. Corbin managing to kick out of that one. Zayn now taking Corbin up to his feet. Corbin, of course, has been causing havoc on Monday Night Raw. just kind of just doing whatever he wants, attacking whoever, beating whoever he wants up until he gets what he wants, until he gets that WWE Championship. He ain't gonna stop. He ain't gonna stop until he gets what he wants. He's gonna keep on attacking people. And Tony Nese, we still haven't seen Tony Nese. He still hasn't come back since being injured by Baron Corbin all those weeks ago. Tony Nese not being seen. No Way Jose not being seen. All these people that Baron Corbin have beaten up have not been seen since it's happened. They have been too injured to come back to Monday Night Raw. He has done some dastardly stuff. What a big chokeslam Russian leg sweep combination there from Baron Corbin onto Zayn. Zayn going for a roll up, but into the ropes, not even knowing the boundaries of the ring well enough on that one. Zayn going over the top, managing to reverse whatever Corbin was looking for just there. And now Zayn, big suplex onto Corbin. Nice stuff there. Nice stuff from Sami Zayn. Oh, no, Corbin no catching from behind with a big clothesline. And Zayn having to roll to the outside just to give himself a second to breathe. And Corbin showing off to his crowd right now, to his people. I don't think any of them want to be his people though, to be honest. Wait a second, going for that chokeslam, but no, Sami Zayn getting the elbows there, preventing the chokeslam from happening. And wait a second, blue thunderbomb onto Baron Corbin right now. Not going for the pin. No, he is going for the pin, but going for the pin for long Baron Corbin. Is that going to be it? Is the blue thunderbomb enough? 1, 2. No, Corbin still in this match after the blue thunderbomb from Sami Zayn. Corbin getting a big reversal, now slamming Sami Zayn. Wait a second. What is Orton doing here? We saw him earlier in the night, of course, in that 6-man tag team match, getting the big victory. But Orton's music playing to distract Baron Corbin. What on earth does this mean? Sami Zayn getting the roll up. 1, 2. Corbin kicking out. He's still in this. But Randy Orton, for some reason, coming out and distracting Corbin. And wait a second, he's in the corner. That is not a place you want to be against Sami Zayn, Corbin. He's setting up a haluva kick. That's got to be it. That's got to be it for Corbin. Wait a second, Sami bringing him back to his feet. Interesting. Oh, I see. Getting a bit more payback for Kevin Owens. Throwing him into the corner and another haluva kick to Baron Corbin. Sami Zayn getting payback for his best friend right here. 1, 2, 3. Big victory here tonight for Sami Zayn, our WWE Champion. You have to wonder, why did Randy Orton distract? What's Randy Orton's beef with Baron Corbin? Very interesting indeed. I have no idea what's going on there. We'll have to get a word with Randy Orton whenever we can to find out why he just did that, why he interfered, distracting Baron Corbin with his music, which essentially allowed Sami Zayn to turn the tables and hit those 2 haluva kicks, getting the big victory. Very, very interesting stuff. But for tonight, Sami Zayn stands tall, our WWE Champion, avenging his best friend Kevin Owens. And I'm sure wherever Kevin is watching, I'm sure he's watching this wherever he is, and he's going to be feeling very happy to see what Sami Zayn has done, managing to get that big victory over Baron Corbin for Kevin Owens here tonight. Well, that is it for tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw here on Universe Mode. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. No, wait a second. Wait a second, the general manager has come out here and Randy Orton is by his side. Batista, what is Batista doing coming down here right now? Baron Corbin is still in the ring. Sami Zayn is gone, but Corbin is still down in the ringside area. And Batista coming out here with Randy Orton by his side. Of course, it makes perfect sense. These two do have a long history. They were part of Evolution together. But does this mean that Randy Orton distracting Baron Corbin was before Batista? Because Batista, the general manager of Raw, has had his issues with Baron Corbin, not appreciating what Corbin has been doing here on Monday Night Raw, making a mockery of his show. But Batista centre of the ring, staring down at Corbin, yelling at him to get in the ring. Yelling at Corbin to get in the ring right now. Corbin not moving. He's not doing it. Batista running straight after him. A big boot to the face of Baron Corbin right there from Batista. This is not okay. This isn't what you should be doing as a general manager. Come on now. I guess Batista has had enough of seeing Baron Corbin's actions here on Monday Night Raw. Batista has had enough of Corbin ruining his show. This is his brand. This is Batista's brand. Monday Night Raw. He is the general manager of Monday Night Raw. And he must have sent Randy Orton. He must have made Randy Orton be the distraction. And Orton now clearly on side with the general manager, coming out here to support Batista in this attack on Randy Orton, on Baron Corbin right now. My goodness. Yes. No. Oh no, you know what this means. He's going up for that Batista bomb from Batista. Oh, that is going to put Baron Corbin right in his place. My goodness. Oh no, he's doing it again. He's calling for it again. This is just like what Baron Corbin would be doing. Two wrongs don't make a right, Batista. This isn't the right way to respond to what Corbin has been doing. And taking down Corbin once again with another Batista bomb. Batista standing tall at the end of the night. I know next week on Raw we will be hearing from Batista about why he has done this, why he's finally had enough of Baron Corbin here on Monday Night Raw. But we'll have to wait for that next week. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time here on SmackDown.